Abraham Lincoln motivation. How repeated failures made him a legend. Have you ever felt like giving up because life keeps knocking you down? Have you ever wondered if your failures mean you're simply not good enough? If so, this story is for you. Today, we're diving into the powerful and motivational life story of Abraham Lincoln, a man who failed more times than most people can imagine, yet rose to become one of the greatest presidents in American history. This is not just history. This is a lesson about perseverance, resilience, and never giving up, no matter how many times life says no. Before we begin, take a moment to like this video. It helps spread this message to more people who might need it today. And make sure you're subscribed to the channel for more motivational stories like this one. Now, let's begin. Abraham Lincoln was born on February 12, 1809, in a small log cabin in Kentucky. He was born into extreme poverty. His family had almost nothing. No wealth, no influence, no connections. Lincoln's childhood was filled with hardship. His mother died when he was only 9 years old. His father struggled to provide for the family, and Abraham had less than 1 year of formal education in his entire life. Imagine that for a moment. No school, no mentors, no advantajes. Yet even as a young boy, Lincoln loved learning. He borrowed books whenever he could and taught himself by candlelight after long days of hard labor. But life didn't suddenly get easier. As Lincoln grew older, failure followed him everywhere. At age 22, he failed in business. He invested everything he had into a small store, but it collapsed. He was left with massive debt he spent years paying back. Most people would have quit right there, but Lincoln didn't. At 23, he ran for the Illinois state legislature and lost. At 24, he failed in business again. At 26, the woman he loved died suddenly, sending him into deep depression. Some historians say Lincoln came close to a complete emotional breakdown. Still, he didn't quit. At 27, he suffered a nervous breakdown and spent months in recovery. At 29, he ran for the state legislature again, and this time, he won. But even success didn't last. At 34, he ran for Congress and lost. At 37, he finally won a seat in Congress. At 39, he ran for re-election and lost. At 46, he ran for the U.S. Senate and lost. At 47, he ran for Vice President of the United States and lost. Think about that. Failure after failure, public rejection, financial hardship, emotional pain. Most people would have decided, this just isn't for me. But Abraham Lincoln believed something powerful. He believed that failure was not final. At age 49, he ran for the U.S. Senate again and lost again. 7 major political defeats. 7. Yet Lincoln never believed his failures defined him. He believed they were preparing him. And then, at age 51, Abraham Lincoln was elected the 16th President of the United States. Let that sink in. The man who failed more than he succeeded. The man who was laughed at, rejected, and overlooked. The man with almost no formal education. That man became president. But even then, his toughest challenges were still ahead. Lincoln took office at one of the darkest times in American history. The country was tearing itself apart. The Civil War began. The nation was divided. People hated him. Newspapers mocked him. Half the country wanted him gone. He lost his son Willie while in the White House, plunging him into deep grief once again. And yet, Lincoln stayed strong. He led the nation through the Civil War. He preserved the Union. He issued the Emancipation Proclamation, changing the course of American history by ending slavery. Abraham Lincoln didn't become a legend because he never failed. He became a legend because he refused to quit. That is the lesson. Failure is not your enemy. Quitting is. If Lincoln had quit after his first failure, we would never know his name. If he had quit after losing election after election, America would have lost one of its greatest leaders. So what does this mean for you? It means that the rejection you faced is not the end. The business that failed is not the end. The exam you failed, the job you didn't get, the relationship that ended. None of it is the end. It's preparation. Lincoln once said, "My great concern is not whether you have failed, but whether you are content with your failure." Read that again. Failure is normal. Accepting defeat is optional. If you're watching this video right now, chances are you're chasing something. A dream, a goal, a better life, and maybe you've been knocked down. This story is your reminder to stand back up. If Abraham Lincoln could rise from poverty, heartbreak, depression, and repeated public failure to become a legend, so can you rise from whatever you're facing right now. You don't need perfect conditions. You don't need approval from everyone. You don't need immediate success. You just need persistence. If this story inspired you even a little, please hit the like button. It tells YouTube to share this message with more people who need motivation today. Comment below and tell us, what goal are you refusing to give up on? And don't forget to share this video with a friend who might be struggling right now. You never know. This could be the video that keeps someone from giving up. Finally, subscribe to this channel for more powerful motivational stories, real-life lessons, and inspiration to help you stay focused, strong, and unstoppable. Remember these. Your failures are not your identity. Your persistence is. Stay strong. Keep going and never, ever give up.